Should people who hold those views then, are they not welcome in the UK?
I don't think so. People who come here should want to live in Britain, should love the country, they should want to contribute and want it to succeed.
The newly proposed immigration rules have left many asking questions like, will all migrants be banned in the UK?
I am making an observation that we need to make sure that we uphold our values in this country and we don't allow it to turn into the place that millions of people around the world are running from.
Should people who hold those views then, are they not welcome in the UK?
I don't think that people who bring foreign conflicts here should be welcome. I don't think so. People who come here should want to live in Britain, should love the country, they should want to contribute and want it to succeed. We are not a dormitory. This is our home. Having people from all around the world just living here in their little bubbles and little groups is a recipe for disaster. I have seen it. I told you I grew up in a country with 300 different ethnic groups. This is a recipe for conflict, and a government needs to work hard on integration. You can't just sit back and say, well, as long as you get a good job and don't commit crimes, that's fine. That is too low a bar.
Okay.
The rules propose stricter immigration measures that deter most foreign workers from coming to the UK. Many migrants have expressed their discontent about these rules and said if the UK adopts them, they may all leave the UK immediately. But this seems to be great news for the British people themselves, as they don't want more migrants in their country and complain that migrants are costing them very high taxes. Hence, in today's video, we will tell you everything about the new proposed UK immigration rules, their effects on migrants, and whether it will come into effect. But before we continue, if you've not already, subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to always be notified when we publish new updates. The new immigration rules, proposed by the Conservative Party, are as follows. Foreign workers on low wages and those without jobs would be barred from obtaining permanent residency. The current 5-year qualifying period for indefinite leave to remain, ILR, would be doubled to 10 years. ILR applicants must not have claimed social benefits or used social housing during this period. Households applying for ILR must prove they are net contributors to the economy, meaning they would have to meet a higher earnings threshold. Anyone with a criminal record would be ineligible for permanent residency. These proposed changes aim to create a more selective immigration system, ostensibly to ensure that those who come to the UK are economically viable and contribute positively to society. The implications of these proposed rules are profound for migrants living in the UK. For many, the prospect of increased restrictions on residency and the heightened scrutiny of their economic contributions raises significant concerns about their future in the country. Many migrants have voiced their dissatisfaction with the proposed measures. The perception that the UK is becoming increasingly inhospitable to foreign workers is palpable. For some, the idea that they might be forced to leave the country they have called home is distressing. In a globalized world where mobility is often seen as a right, these proposed restrictions could lead to a significant brain drain as skilled workers seek more welcoming environments elsewhere.
When people come to a country, they should want to be a part of that country. We are not a hotel. This is our home and we need to look after it. It's not about bringing the culture from the other place and turning the UK into the place you've just come from. If I wanted to be in Nigeria, I would have moved back to Nigeria. I don't want to recreate Nigeria in the UK. And I think that there are many people who come from countries where they want to recreate what they are familiar with in the UK. That is bad for social cohesion and it is bad for the very things that made Britain what it is. All of those things which I know you use liberal differently in the US, but there's things that I call liberal values, free speech, equality under the law. People don't understand how special this stuff is. Freedom, that being treated the same no matter who you are, whether you're the poorest person or the richest person, the presumption of innocence, something that's thrown away with cancel culture. We've got to fight these things. And I know what it is like to live in a place that doesn't have these things. So it's very, very precious. And I will die to protect those things. And I don't want the UK being turned into the sort of place that everybody else is running from. Somebody has to defend it.
Critics argue that the requirement for migrants to prove they are net contributors to the economy is not only unrealistic, but also discriminatory. This notion suggests that only those who can demonstrate financial worth are deserving of a place in the UK. Such a stance raises ethical questions about the value of human beings and their contributions beyond mere economic metrics. While many migrants are concerned about their future, a significant portion of the British public appears to support the Conservative Party's stricter immigration measures. For some citizens, the presence of migrants is linked to rising taxes and strained public services. This sentiment is fueled by narratives that portray migrants as a burden on the economy. Many British citizens feel that an influx of migrants has led to increased demand for public services, resulting in higher taxes. The argument follows that if fewer migrants are allowed to enter the UK, the financial pressure on public services will ease. This perspective is particularly prevalent among those who may not have directly benefited from the economic contributions of migrants. Another aspect of public sentiment is tied to national identity and social cohesion. Some individuals express concerns that high levels of immigration can lead to social fragmentation, undermining the sense of community. The idea that an influx of migrants can dilute cultural values resonates with certain segments of the population, leading to calls for stricter immigration controls. The proposed immigration rules come at a time when the political landscape in the UK is undergoing significant changes. The Conservative Party, facing pressure to demonstrate its commitment to reducing immigration, is positioning itself as the party of the British people. However, the implications of these measures could extend beyond the immediate political gains. Should these rules be enacted, the potential backlash from migrant communities might lead to increased social unrest. The sentiments of discontent could manifest in protests, or even a broader movement advocating for the rights of migrants. This could further polarize public opinion and create divisions within society. The economic implications of such restrictive measures must also be considered. The UK has long benefited from the skills and contributions of migrant workers in various sectors, including healthcare, technology, and agriculture. By limiting the flow of foreign talent, the country risks hindering its economic growth and innovation. The Conservative Party's proposed immigration rules mark a significant shift in the UK's approach to migration. While aimed at addressing public concerns about economic contributions and tax burdens, these measures may have unintended consequences, particularly for migrant communities and the broader economy. As the debate continues, it is essential to balance the need for effective immigration control with the recognition of the valuable contributions that migrants make to society. In a country built on diversity and inclusivity, the path forward must involve a nuanced understanding of immigration that transcends mere economic calculations. The future of the UK's immigration policy will undoubtedly shape the nation's identity and its role on the global stage.